What's up? What's up?
What's up, yo? What's happening? Yo, ladies and boys and girls and gents and everybody from all the age groups. This is your man monkey, monkeying around, still so young, still so bright. That's why I'm wearing the shades because I'm not all right. I didn't know that I could rap since I was a kid. I have a friend whose first name is Sid. That goose happening. Yo, high five.
Shit, I always do it the wrong way, man.
High five.
Hello, friends.
You're right. Tuhin, you're left actually. High five.
Tuvin is not interested in this. Come on.
Tuhin is not even looking. Oh my god.
Huh?
Hey,
He's
Jokers.
ignoring it.
What's up? Now that the Milan Milap has been done, welcome to the stream. Actually, कोई इसको spam कर दो please. Like, hit, share. नहीं, hit, share and like button. And yeah, Jokers has joined us on YouTube. What's happening? Yes, we also live on YouTube. Hey Arman, hey Rakesh. Thanks. I don't know who this is for. I think it's for Tuhin. Nice haircut.
I think it's you.
Of course, it's for me. I was just,
First time all three of us have the same
nonchalant.
haircut. Have you realized this?
George of the jungle.
I think this is the first time all three of us have the same haircut. Like all of us, like chota chota. Like I'm in the same one.
Not
I didn't know that.
What's up? Welcome, boys. तो आज के इस कार्यक्रम में अरे Unbeatable is here. What's happening, bro?
What up? What up?
So we are also expecting some international audience today because I have been spamming this on multiple platforms. So if you just give me a moment, let me just do my
Take my
thing.
glasses off.
Meanwhile, Skip, why don't you talk to our people?
What am I talking about? I think what we can do is we can do a like we decided we can refresh what we did last time. And
Guys, if you have questions about rekordbox, just throw them in the comment section and we'll take them up. अगर आपके पास कोई प्रश्न है जिसका आप उत्तर ढूंढ रहे हैं रिकॉर्ड बॉक्स के बारे में तो कृपया उसको नीचे लिख दीजिए हम उसका उत्तर शीघ्र ही आपको प्रस्तुत करेंगे
correct. And I'm gonna just send this to peeps out there.
Guys, yeah, meanwhile, why don't you also please share this on your walls? It'll be really helpful. If you're sharing the YouTube link, even better. Thank you so much for that.
I'm sharing the YouTube link.
Can rekordbox help with fake news? Depends on who the DJ is, bro. Whether it's a real DJ or a fake DJ.
Can rekordbox help with fake news? Yes. We Max, what's happening, Max? Thank you for everybody who's joined in. Jockey, Kali, DJ Kali, Mukesh. We missed the Q&A sessions. Yeah, ऐसा
So
होता
this is
है.
going to be a Q&A. So we need the Q's for the A's. And for now, let's just start with the refreshing what we. Oh, dude, I did not know this just autofocus on. So refreshing what we had, what we did last time, because it's been quite a while. I'll just share my screen then, okay?
Let's do it.
And screen 2, share it. Can you guys see? Yeah. So this is. Can you guys see the screen, Nishank?
No, because I haven't added it. I thought I was making a video. Oh my god. Now I've just added your screen.
Okay, so this is what export mode looks like. This is what we did last time. We explored how to. Did we do the gridding process? I don't know. I don't remember that. I can just
Yeah,
go
we
through
did.
that
We did
if
that.
you guys need that. And uh, yeah, we did playlists. We did smart playlist, which is over here on this side, and
Skip
this area.
likes a lot of seafood. He has Prawn Hub open on the tab.
So now, basically, let's just. I'm just gonna just go quickly with the whole thingy. First of all, how you can utilize this with the export mode. I've told last time also that I how I play is I usually analyze everything in one player mode, right? And then we have this two-player mode where you can try to mix two tracks properly. So let's say
Yeah, I use this a lot.
if I have this one track on top here, another track here, um, just to see how the mix goes, we can just make a cue here, play, and if you want to mix, you use the beat sync, and then it mixes for you, and you'll get to know where to do what. Quick thingy, quick tip for DJs is that I use these eight hot cues as visual references. So if you see, obviously with the new 3000s, you can see the whole track. But let's say in a scenario like this, where I want to know where to exit, right? I can clearly see that this is the area which I will exit from because it's more red. So there's more low end over here. There's less of high frequencies and stuff like that. But let's say there's a verse which is ending over here somewhere. What I can do is I can just put let's say uh, so here is where I want to mix out. So I can just put a cue point here, and then I have this F as the say visual reference of where I will mix out from. And the same thing goes for mixing in. So let's say if I have this track, this is a track which has got an intro on it. So if I always make the first cue point as this the yellow thingy. That's the first cue. So always keep in mind that this cue is different from these hot cues. So these eight hot cues, which I was just going to count one, two, three. Usually with the XP2 you get 16 hot cues, but that's only for the software. In the hardware, which is the 3000s, I've not used 3000s till now, but
Okay.
will you be able to tell me, do we get 16 hot cues or 8 hot cues? 8, right?
Eight, eight.
8.
Yeah. So
Arman has a question. Arman, before you go ahead, Arman,
uh,
what is the format that you're
format.
using on your pen drive?
Yeah.
Hey, JD's here. What's up? What's happening, JD boy? Are you
Arman,
in Canada?
you need to format your USB drive, MS-DOS.
Yeah.
Only then will the CDJs read it.
Yeah, just basically it's the format, and actually it will show it on the screen also. It'll say format USB disk if that's the problem. Anyway, so
It's
this,
FAT
for example,
32.
this particular
Arman says
track
it's
has.
FAT 32.
One sec. Let's solve his problem.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sorry, okay.
at 32. Can you
One second.
try reformatting the drive once, Arman? Make sure that there's nothing else on the drive after you format it, and then you sync it up with your rekordbox playlist.
Yeah, I want to know what all content do you have? Do you only have music, or do you also have other stuff on your killer? What's happening, JD? You stopped DJing, haven't you? It's been a while since we saw you live. Hey, three DJs. So we have a lot of people who just joined in. Just want to say
Hmm.
hello to them. Pritham, Vinay, Snooey, or is it Sunny spelled wrongly? I don't know. Killer.
So,
Only
okay,
music.
I just continue with this thing. So one scenario is how you mix out. Second is, let's say, a track like this, which is an intro, and so and then the track comes in a little later. I'm sorry, I don't think you'll be able to hear it properly, but so so this is where the beat comes in. So this will be my first hot cue, right? But what I'll do is I'll make it my second hot cue, and one more trick that you can use is always have quantize on, so that if you have gridded properly, your hot cues automatically snaps to the right point. And what I'll do is, I know this is the area where there's some clean beat, right? So a lot of times what we can do, this is a good trick, is you can make a loop over here. So for example, here. So this part, I have to use the volume. It's too loud. So this part
Hey,
is
there's some questions coming in. Do you want to take the
yeah.
questions right now or later towards the end?
I
I
just
can
want to
write them down.
finish
Okay,
this bit and do it. Yeah.
sure.
So loop this part, and this is some few things that people can use when they are playing. These are quick tips, and the thing is that later on they'll just go away. So right now, whatever I had, I just want to tell that. So what you can do is you can make a quick loop over here, um, make a 8-beat loop, and then make it as the first hot cue, and then this becomes your intro, which is basically the outro of the song. But because it's a clean beat, that can be mixed into the track that is coming in. So you do the outro, like basically, and then you move to the, and when you're playing, you can move into your track's first verse. So I use hotkeys like this. So one way is basically a visual reference. Second is where to mix out, mix in. Third is to use hot cues, different placement of the hot cues, and using them creatively in different places. And yeah, and this thing can be used with acapellas and everything, right? So yeah, that's the use of hot cues. We have already spoken about the smart playlists over here, and these are playlists that can be used to tell you what tracks will go properly with the tracks which are on right now. Which remember, there is a master and there is a slave. So this the whole system follows this particular order very religiously. And there are two ways of doing it. One is you have a smart playlist over here on the right side. The other is this traffic light function, which is the moment this particular thing is on. So once this is off, you see this master thingy. This is basically the traffic light option. When it is blue, it'll show you the tracks which are compatible with the key of the track that is playing, or the track that you have put the master off. So for example, over here I can change it to player A or master traffic light. So if I'm using the link feature, so say I'm playing with just this, I have not bought anything, and this is like how it comes like for free. I can just use this feature and I can still get the relative tracks. I can still get the relative playlists. And I click on master when I'm playing the track, which is the master track. And keep in mind, you can always select the master track from the CDJs as well. The CDJs have the option on just on top of the tempo fader, which is your master track and which is your slave track. Slave track will be the track which has a sync button on. Always keep in mind, if the sync button is not on, the slave track will not follow the master track. If I'm wrong, please correct me, Tuhin. I think Tuhin is the better judge for this, right? So the sync or the master button has to be on in all the players for you to follow this whole scenario. A lot of people don't use sync. I personally feel that if you really want to take advantage of all these features, you should definitely give it a try and see whatever works for you. So yeah, anything else that we spoke about? And
So there's a question by Rakesh. Rakesh, well, JD has answered it. Rakesh says, throw some light on mixed in keys analysis. I feel better rendering the tracks. If it is not out of the box, let me just put this on the screen. If it is not out of the box, Please help how well the tracks will get analyzed in rekordbox. Main
So I think Nishank
issues.
is a better person to answer this question because he uses mixed in key, right? You use mixed in key, right?
I use
Yeah,
everything now. In fact, see, obviously JD has answered it that you first need to train your ears and then you will not really need mixed in key. Because when I started DJing, when I taught myself how to DJ, I wasn't even using any kind of keys. I didn't know what 6A, 5A was. Uh,
huh.
all I knew was and which track is gonna fit in next because the ears were trained. And JD is right. I relied so much on mixed in key analysis that I've forgotten my ear training, and now I rely on analysis of the files. But yeah, mixed in key, I've realized
I
one
mean,
thing.
it's just a guideline, right? It's
Yeah,
sometimes it's you're looking for a track quickly, and the last thing you want to do is audition 20 tracks before you find one. So it's a
correct.
Yeah,
good way to find something that's in the ballpark key, complementary key for the track that you're playing.
correct, correct.
Correct.
Yeah, it's just a guideline. Rekordbox does it does both formats of key analysis now, the traditional as well as the alphanumeric. So you don't necessarily have to use Rekordbox. I mean, sorry, a mixed in key
Mixed in
to
key.
get
Yeah,
your key
correct.
analysis. Having said
Yeah,
that, I still do use mixed in key because it's just sort of part of
same,
my workflow.
So
Um,
I
same.
don't use mixed in key at all. So we've got all three kind of users in this stream.
I've seen that the inaccuracy of mixed in key and record box is more or less the same these days.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
I mean, I still use mixed in key because I've bought it.
Yeah,
Why
and
not use it?
also Rekordbox has a much better BPM analysis than Mixed in Key, which is something that needs to be said.
Arman has a
Um,
question.
Arman, definitely version 6. Version 5 is sorely lacking in many features and functions.
Yeah, record box
I
6
mean,
for me as well.
if you're starting from, say, if you don't have, if you have a license for five, you can still go on with it. But lot of gears now. We're assuming that you've got the license for buy a gear itself. Like when you buy a gear, you get a license. But now everything is almost every gear is a hardware unlock. So Recordbox 6 will give you almost the same thing with plus
Hmm.
other stuff. So yeah, I would like to say that, in my opinion, also six is better because I think analysis has become better. It's faster-ish, I would say, and yeah, there are a lot of features. Yeah, I would say for a new age DJ who has this music on the cloud and all, this definitely is a big version for
Hmm.
it.
Now,
Powerful.
the question that usually crops up, and Dhiren has also asked, is if you have a license already, can you upgrade to 6?
You can
Answer is no.
highlight the question. Uh,
Yeah. The answer is no. You cannot upgrade to Recordbox 6 because, frankly, it's a different software altogether in in the same under the same name. It does not take anything from Recordbox 5 because the UI is slightly different. You have a white mode, day mode as well. The engine is different, so that means also the analysis will be different. I mean, just basic functionality is same, but all in all, it's a new software altogether that looks like the old one. Think of it as a Mac upgrade, if you may. Every upgrade, subsequent upgrade of Mac is different completely than the previous one, but essentially it does the same job. That's why compatibility issues occur. So similarly, yeah, this is like that also. I have a question to skip about Recordbox.
okay,
Um, the edit mode in Recordbox 6,
it's amazing.
does it does it require a plan to work or does it not? Because earlier today
I've
I
checked
was
it right now.
speaking to this gentleman who is at
I
a
can test
very
it right now
senior.
if you want. I can just test it right now if you want. You want me to do that
You
or?
have a core plan. You have a core plan activated right now.
No, but
So you
I
can
can always
deactivate.
log out. Yeah, I can
Yeah, yeah.
deactivate and see it if you want, but then, or maybe we can do it later. Whatever.
No, just go to my plan and deactivate it right now, now while I complete the question.
Yeah,
So
cool.
earlier
I just
today, I
go
was
off.
having a discussion with a person who is a very senior position at Philips, and he also bought himself a DDJ 1000, and he's into Bollywood music. So he's been trying his hand out at sampling, etc. So he asked me if he should go in for a Novation launch key. I said, at the end of the day, any MIDI device can be configured with any MIDI compatible software. That's what you want. Just buy a Mini, and that will work.
Media
Do the same
compatibility
job.
actually is way better than 6 in this. Huh? I have to point that out.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, it's way better.
Yeah. So, anywho, that's what it was about. So I told him that just buy a Novation, because how we are, even though we will not publicly be seen with the other brands gear, but all of us use it, right? At the end of the day, so much so that Skip is almost leaving Pioneer DJ and joining other brands, because all of his live streams you don't even see any Pioneer DJ gear anymore. So
I
yeah.
use only Pioneer DJ gear in my live streams. The other electronic project where I'm using synths and all, that's different. But see, this is a deactivated version. So right now my
One moment,
code
I'm
line is
adding.
not activated.
Yeah, yeah.
So my code line is
So
not
will
activated
edit
and
mode
I can
work?
still use edit mode. Yeah.
Guys, we'll take up all of your questions. Just hold on to them. Do not leave as
Edit
yet.
mode, edit
Works
mode is
fine.
part of export. It has nothing to do with the creative packs.
Yeah. In fact, if I go to performance, but I'll just double check if my features are if that particular plan is working or not.
Mhm.
Because the sampler was not working if my code plan is not activated. And yeah, you can see it wherever you see a lock. So now it
Right.
says this. So that means, but I have still plugged in my XP2. So I'll just take that off. And
Mhm.
now if we go to export mode, I think.
You're in performance.
No, go to edit mode.
Oh, sorry, I'm just going to edit mode now. Yeah, it's working.
I just
It's
told you,
working.
Yeah,
edit mode has nothing to do with
yeah,
performance. It's part
Correct.
of the exporting functionality.
Correct.
yeah.
So it was working on mine as well. I just wanted to check because this question is so fresh that I literally had this conversation a few minutes ago. I thought I
Uh-huh.
might have asked you guys because it was working fine on mine, but it wasn't working fine on his laptop. Maybe there's some issue. So yeah, Sachin thinks that best mixer is virtual DJ. I'm gonna put this on display and remind all of you that we are nobody to decide or suggest you which one is the best one. Just like Sachin, he feels that virtual DJ is best for him. I would say please make up your own opinion as to which one is the best. Of course, for us, rekordbox is the best one because it not only connects our controllers, it
So
not
I
only
think
connects.
I have something to say with for this. It depends on what you have grown up with. I would say. So now I think I can be a really good judge for this because I have literally used almost every software that's there. Like I've even
Of
used
course, we don't use
Mix
Pioneer
Vibes.
DJ products, no.
I even use Mix Vibes. So Mix Vibes, like barely anyone uses that. It has a DVS,
Right.
right?
Okay.
So I personally feel that the more you use any software, the better you become. It's very simple, right? So there are guys I've seen who do flawless stuff with rekordbox, and then there are guys who do same stuff, like who can do exact same thing with the other softwares as well. So it totally depends on how much you spend on that particular software. How much time do you spend?
Right.
Because with time you will understand uh, what are the loopholes. I would say, like,
Mhm.
and how to work around them. It's very simple.
Hmm.
Of course, bro.
And
100%.
for
100%.
me,
It's
I to be very frank, why I still am with Rekordbox in general is because of the ecosystem. Nothing else. Like tomorrow, if I
correct.
want to play anywhere, I just have to literally export my playlist, and I'm ready to play in any kind of setup. be it CDJs and any version of CD players by Pioneer. And Pioneer is almost
Right.
it's everywhere, right? In fact, it's
Right.
come to a point where other companies have players which are compatible to rekordbox playlists. So
True.
that
True.
that that says a lot about the software, Yeah.
And yeah, and the best part is Wave and AIFS are compatible even with CDJ 350. So even if you pass
Mm.
your pen drive through
But
rekordbox and connect into a
but
350, it will work.
there
Yeah.
is a particular format. You have to export it at 4416. I don't think it does 4824. Right, Naveen?
Uh,
I
350.
haven't tested on those players.
I think so. No, 2000
I
also.
Mm.
mine work.
2000 also.
And mine work. I'll have to
Uh,
check what setting I'm on. But I don't want to start my rekordbox right now, otherwise my
Yeah,
laptop will slow down.
Abhijit,
I'm
I
on a very
don't
bad
think there's going
laptop.
to be Abhijit, I don't think there's going to be any more development on rekordbox 5. So because Pioneer is focusing all its effort on rekordbox 6, we are now at rekordbox 6.5.1 for the Mac.
Right, which is
So
compatible
yeah,
with the
yeah, and
M1.
it works absolutely fine on the M1 as well as Big
There
Sur.
are some teething
So
issues. I'll be very frank with you. I keep on getting phone calls, right? So there are some teething issues on some laptops, especially the ones from around
is there heating
2017.
problem?
Sorry?
Overheating problems are not there, right? For M1s,
No,
because
no.
how's the stability with M1 in general? Like, is there any lag or are there any glitches
no,
when you're playing with
no,
a controller, say a 400?
With DDJ 400, I've been getting some complaints, which I
not on
think
the
they are
M1. I think you're
on
talking
M1.
about Big
On
Sur
M1.
on Intel
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no,
processors.
yeah. Sorry. I
M1
got
Pixel.
mixed up. I was
No,
going
no,
to
no, Big
clarify that.
Big
I was
Sur
going to
on
clarify
Intel
that.
processors. Mm.
Yeah, Big Sur on Intel has no issues except for
Ah,
2017 ones. With M1, only DDJ 400 has some issues which are being worked upon, but not everybody is complaining. Some specific units have an issue with DDJ 400. So yeah, I've only received two calls about that issue so far.
okay.
Yeah. Killers. And we forgot to answer. Guha also said something. I
Yeah,
would
this
like
would
to
be
see
very
the key
cool.
points from analysis on mixed key accessible from RB. It does a decent job at identifying the main markers. Um, isn't that? Can't you do that during
It doesn't.
analysis?
No, it doesn't. Basically what Mixin Key does is it identifies cue points in the various sections
Right.
of the track, which it's very cool and also analyzes energy. So those are the two things that we don't really have in rekordbox, or we don't have a way to import it into
We have
rekordbox.
phrases. Phrases can
Phrases,
analyze
yeah,
energy.
yeah,
Oh, energy. The entire energy of
energy
the
of the entire
track is
track.
what you mean. I find it inaccurate. I
But
used to
can
It
you,
is,
see.
it's highly
no,
inaccurate, but yeah.
bro, but I feel that you can see that in the track with the color waveform, correct?
Yeah,
If
that's
I'm
if you're
not
not
wrong.
colorblind. No, Goose is colorblind.
But with the newer, the three color waveform, you can see
Yeah,
that.
but three
There's no way to tell
are not
energy
an
in that, bro.
yeah.
There's
Acha.
no way to tell
Okay.
energy in three color
I
waveform.
just guessed the sometimes, bro. Uh, 12
That's why
A's
making notes
at
really
100
helps.
BPM are more
Yeah.
powerful than 6A at 115 BPM.
No, that's Tuhin had a point there. That's why I make notes. Like put a comment on that.
None
Yeah,
of
just
the
put com
none of the live streams in the past 4 5 times have gone without mentioning that Goose is colorblind. In all the past 5 6 streams, all of us have individually mentioned somewhere or the other that Goose is colorblind. Bro, I'm really sorry.
It's okay.
We are not
It's a,
making fun of you. It's yeah, just that this point comes up is what I'm mentioning. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's all.
but it's true. I mean, a lot of people have that issue.
Hmm. Yeah, I wonder what happened to those people who used to use the blue waveform.
I'm one of them.
They
I
just see it
used
as
to
one
use
color.
blue a lot.
They
Nay,
never used
No,
to
if you're blue
study
colorblind,
tracks.
There is a brighter white. White becomes a little brighter with blue, right?
hmm. Okay, carry on. Let's carry on.
Yeah. So
We digressed a lot.
I think we're done with the perform export mode. Let's just explore more things about performance mode. And with performance mode, we get these beautiful pads, and they definitely change the game and they take it to a different level. If you have a controller like this, like I have a XP2
Sorry,
with me right
sorry,
now.
sorry. Yeah.
I have a XP2 with me right now, and this is basically this changes the game to a whole new level. Um, with this, what I can do is I can first of all have this particular feature called the pad mode. On top, there is a pad mode. Wait, let me just. I have to detach and reattach it. Yeah. So I have this pad mode, and with this, what I get is this thing called the pad editor, and I can basically custom map my XP2 to whatever I need, and this works for
Shiva is just in time. Shiva just borrowed an XP2 from
XP2.
Tuhin. So,
Oh
and
shit!
we are just talking about XP2. Welcome, Shiva.
Nice.
Just in time, bro.
So with this, what you can do is you can actually have you can actually do this feature. You have this feature in the DDJ 1000 as well. So and on the newer controllers also. So always look out for this particular thing called the pad. If it is getting lit up or activated, that means your controller supports the pad mode, and that means that you can actually customize your controller to a different make it like a beast of a controller. So basically, for example, uh, I have my own user sequences over here. So if you see, I have all these sequences, and let's say the top one, the first page that I click on to, the first page that I click on to, I need only hotkeys on the first eight pads, and I don't use 16 hotkeys as such. I use it only when I in specific cases. So what I can do is I can have hotkeys on top, and I can have my samples in the bottom, right? So what I can do is I can just go to user one, and or let's just make it user 3 8. This is free, so I can have 1 2 3 4 till h. So basically first 8 hotkeys, and then second one, if I want to change it, I just click over here and make it sampler. Where is sampler? Yeah, sampler. So sample one, and then becomes sampler, sample slot 2. So that way I have, let's just change it properly. Sampler, sample slot 3, sampler, sample slot 4. So now I have hot queues with 4 samplers, and this is a cool feature. I can have beat jump because that's one. So it depends on your particular user case. So in my case scenario, I would like to have samplers, and then uh, for emergencies, say I want to have a play pause button over here, right? So I can just have transport. I can have queue, and then I can have transport, play pause, and over here I just have a pitch bend minus and pitch bend plus. So now when you see it, you can see. Oops, I just keep moving it, but sorry. You'll be able to see the sequence of the this thing changes. My not working, but you get the idea. I'll just show you. I have to. The moment I change it, the cable changes. But yeah, so the idea is you basically have an XP1 which is customized to your particular taste, right? Now that's XP1 if you have an external controller. Now, now what you can do is without, let's say you don't have the XP1, what can you do with just the software? The same thing have we have over here. We have the pad modes, which are basically different pad modes in your controllers as well. One more thing, you guys can with the pad mode, you can actually change your uh, whatever current pad modes are. You can change them to whatever you want. So, for example, you want pad effects in one, or this is the basic layout, which is basically hotkey one, and then this goes to beat jump. So this is your basic layout. But in my case scenario, I don't use speed jump too much. So what I can do is I can have keyboard over here. So whatever I play, it just changes the hotkeys into keys, and this can be my user one, because the moment I the moment I my base layout should be hotkeys and this, and then if I want to access all the hotkeys, I can just press Shift and move to the second page. So with Shift, I guess you guys know that we have 8 pages in this in XP2. So with Shift, I can actually have 8 pages custom mapped. Otherwise, it'll be like how it is usually, right? So yeah, this is hard mode, and let's just talk about. Okay, we have some questions, or should I take a
Yeah.
question or
So
continue?
Rohit, yeah. Rohit says, I don't want to say record box is bad, but recently I exported a playlist to my pen drive from Windows 7 laptop, and I saw those playlists when I was trying to play on XTGRX. In fact, I think it's OS fault. I think what he means to say is that he didn't see those playlists. Because
Yeah,
when I was trying to format pen drive in different formats, my pen drive size became 200 MB, and I'm sure that pen drive was of more than 10 GB. Not blaming record box here for this weird thing.
this pen drive was corrupted.
So
This is a corrupted pen drive case.
no, 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 not just that. On record box minimum system requirements page, it says that it supports Windows 8 and above. I think not 7. Record box 5 used to 8.1. My apologies, latest service pack, and Windows rekordbox 5 used to support Windows 7 as well, 64-bit, but Microsoft stopped development on Windows 7 somewhere about, I think, in 2017 or 14, one of these 2 years. So it's been at least 4 years since Microsoft themselves stopped development on Windows 7, and since then a lot of rekordbox 5 updates have come out. So I would say please ditch the Windows 7 if any of you are using it. I get a lot of phone calls, and my first question to them is, which OS are you using? And more often than usual, the answer is they are using Windows 7. And that's when I tell them that, listen, my apologies, but Windows doesn't support Windows 7. We can't support Windows 7 either. So, in simple words, yeah. So that's us. That's the response. Please, humble request to you, kindly upgrade your system to a better, more updated, more recent Windows, if possible. And I know Tohen would say, what do you mean by better? Apple is better than Windows.
But yeah,
Guys,
anything else?
really, but I would like to thank all of you for sharing this. I see 25 shares of this video today. We may not have that many, audience today, but at least, guys, you put in so much effort. So really, thank you so much for sharing these on your walls. If you haven't, it'll help us if you do. If you don't, it's fine. But yeah, thank you. Sorry,
All right.
Skip, I
So
interrupted a lot. Up to
no, it's
you.
okay. So now on to you. So bad effects, and bad effects is basically what got me into record box, and after that I was like, yo, this is the best thing in the world. uh, so uh, with this bad effects, what happens is, think of it like, I don't know if you guys have used a CDJ that was 100S, and I'm talking about 18 years ago. There was a player called 100S by Pioneer, and it was an amazing player because it had effects built in. So it had, I remember, it has Jet, it had War, and there was one more. Anyone knows which was the third one? Do you remember?
Noise.
No, there was no noise.
Um,
There was
Jet, Zip,
Jet, there
Zip,
was War, Zip,
Zip,
yes, Wow.
Zip.
So zip was basically it just it's a toned down version. Like you move the jog on top and it just goes like the pitch used to go down. So this is pretty much the same thing, but on steroids on a different level. So the idea is the effects are coming from the source itself. So over here, what you see is two tracks, right? And every track, think of it as a source. So these are two sources mixing each other. We are mixing them over here in this mixer section, right? But this source is independent of anything else, right? And what they have done is they have put effects on the source itself, and then what you have is the effects which are on the mixer. So if you want to access the effects that are on the mixer, that's over here. So you have, these are basically the effects which are post fader, but after the source is done, after the source enters the mixer, that's when you use these effects. I don't know if I make sense to you. Please say yes, or otherwise stop me if anything goes, you know. So yeah, and with this, what the best part is that you can really do some crazy stuff, and uh, it gives you 16 options. So basically, you get 62 pages. So you have 16 effects at the same time, and definitely one of my favorite features. So if I'm playing something like this, so let's say if I'm playing this song, flex on 'em. And flex on 'em. Tell me who can stop it. So I can do like this. So this effect is it's from the source itself. So so three effects at the same time. You can do more if your fingers allow you to do that. And yeah, what I do is I have a roll on 1/8 and 1/2, so it gives me that that stutter effect, and I don't really have to use the mixer for it, and I can use the mixer for, let's say, a reverb or whatever on top. So this definitely changes the game. It has the release effects from the RMX, which is basically the effect which stops the track in a way. So let's say if you're playing a track and flex on 'em, do it like no ball. So you have that track stops and it stays that way. Now, in a lot of cases, I would not want that, right? And for that, we have these settings, and with this, I can have the release effect on. So the moment the button is pressed, it's like a toggle switch which stays on, and I can take it off as well, where it'll stay on till the time I press it. The moment I leave it, it goes off. So it's again super customizable, and definitely something that got me hooked to rekordbox, because I'm more of a performance based guy, and with this I can really do some crazy routines, I think. And yeah, and 16 slots, so it's not 1 2, it's like 16 slots of an effect. You can really go nuts with this, right? And that's not it, you get 2 pages of it also. So 16 slots, 2 pages, total of 32 effects in the source itself. And then you have the mixer. So from the mixer you move on to all these SFX, CFX. You can really do some crazy sound design while you are playing, and that's why I really like rekordbox for as in when I'm playing, I'm really comfortable because I know I'll make something of something out of something, and that freedom is very, very important. A lot of people don't like that style, but I think that's I really like it. I want to have that freedom of using effects from the source, using effects on the mixer, using effect on the master. All these things, yeah, they just the more options you have, the more creative ideas you can generate. So yeah, that's the pad effects, and then the regular stuff, which is slicer. Slicer is basically, it chops your track into different parts like a stutter thingy. Beat jump, again, very, very important, very cool feature. If you guys don't use it, it's a mixing tool, I think. So say you're playing and you missed one bar. With Beat Jump, you can come back to that bar and still do the mixing. Amazing feature for being on time and stuff like that. Beat Loop, uh, it's again very user friendly. I just wished we had that whole 1 by 3 polyrhythmic options happening, but that's on CDJs, not on rekordbox right now. Keyboard is basically your hot cues, so which is basically, let's say, I'll just see if I'm on keyboard. Where am I on here? Yeah. So with keyboard, you select one hot cue, and then that hot cue becomes your wait, that hot cue becomes a tonality playable thingy, so you can play tones from it. So let me just so let's say if I have this tone, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but what I'll do is I'll just create a cue here. I'll just increase the volume for your, and then this can be played with, and you can create songs out of it, whatever. And if you combine that with, say, a reverb or an echo or something, you've got something going on. So, like, so you can have this.
Kipito, there's a question. It's
Yeah.
been waiting for a long time now.
Yeah.
Avinaba asks, is it possible to export music library from rekordbox to Serato with the same track data and the cue points?
No, not possible.
You
Not cue
can,
points. You
but
will
not,
lose cue points.
you can, but not via rekordbox. There are other third-party apps that
Yeah,
allow you to
record body.
share databases between various software, but it's not something that's made by Pioneer DJs. So the support will have to come from the companies that actually make the software. One of the
Yeah,
ones that is famous is called Record Buddy.
yeah. But what you can do is you can have the playlist. So the playlist, the moment what you have to do is you just have to select all like this and just drag and drop this playlist to Serato, and it'll be the same
Yeah,
order.
but that's too much of a pain, right? Like with the Record Buddy, you can just import playlists from vice versa.
Yeah,
So it
yeah,
becomes like a network for all of your stuff. You don't have to sit and individually do each playlist.
yeah. So yeah, and then yeah, basically all the other features, which is key shift, sequence call. Actually, sequence call is something that I wanted to talk about, and I feel that this is one of the most overlooked feature, which people don't really see it as a great feature, but I think it's a great,
How
super
would you
dope feature.
define sequence call in simple layman words?
Sequence call is basically calling the sequence. Now, see what is the sequence
I'm
that
gonna
you're
bring
calling.
all of our faces again.
So what is this
Yeah.
sequence calling? You're calling a sequence. Basically, what you're doing is you're making a loop, and the loop is actually made by your samples. So a sampler, with the sampler, you can actually think of it like a drum machine. A sampler now, the rekordbox sampler is actually a super powerful sampler. It's like a drum machine which can with which you can actually have these 8 sequences, and one thing to notice is that you get 4 banks of 16 samples, right? Uh, so I was thinking that if I make a sequence, so usually what happens is you have to activate that bank. So one bank is activated, second bank, third bank, fourth bank, right? When you are activating, uh, when let's say bank A is activated, you will not be able to access bank B. But in sequence call, even if your bank A is activated, the moment you recall the sequence, the sequence that is being recalled is from the bank B. So the sequence will play the bank B sequence, which is something which was I felt I felt was a really good feature. And
I asked
the,
I asked Kip to use simple words. He didn't. He didn't use simple words. All I wanted
I
to
was,
hear was that you can record and make your
no,
own remix on the fly or a song on the fly.
yeah. You
And,
can,
but
you can do
he
that.
don't have
So
an essay, a thousand.
the idea behind that is that these sequences can be pasted on. That's what I was going to. So these sequences can be pasted on to the tracks that are going on, and they
Correct,
will be in sync with the software, with the decks that are playing. But always keep in mind
correct,
again and again the hi Tashi, what's up? What You have to always keep in mind that the whole master slave thing, and in this what you can do is you can make the sequence the master. So I think that is
correct.
super cool, right? So let's say you have over here, I'll just create a sequence, and
Nishank, I
what
think
I'll
you
do is
should
I'll
go
just
full screen on the video.
no, it's okay. So over here, this is the sampler section, right? And this is the volume of the sampler. So I don't know if you guys will be able to hear the whole thing, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to play from. So I'm just playing these samples, right? Now, what I can do is this is a hack that I have found. Um, what I can do is I can just make this the. Let's say I want to create a sequence, and I want it to be. I want it to be 120 BPM. So what I'll do is I'll just have or 112. Let's just take yeah. Let's take a track, and then whatever this part, and I'll just make a 4-bar loop. So that I have a reference going on. That's the most important thing for a sequence. You have to create a reference, right? So now, uh, so this is my basic kick loop going on, and now what I'll do is I'll create a sequence, or I'll record a sequence, and mm, yeah. So this is my hats. So and I'm gonna play this. Now the first step you have to do is you have to sync this, make this track the master, and automatically this became 118, right? So I'll make it 120 now. Double click on this, it becomes 120, and now I have a reference sequence going on, which will basically uh, give me a metronome, right? So I just record with the hats. So now hats are recorded, and then I'll put a kick on a snare, and a kick. So now the sequence is there, and what I can do is I can save it and stop it. So now over here I have the sequence saved, and I can recall that sequence from my unit, whatever controller I have, or I can use the XP2, whatever. And you can always customize this as well. So you can go to pad mode, and over here you can just say sequence call as one of my top layers or whatever. So you can customize that as per your preferences also. And yeah, so whenever I need, I just this is there for me. Now what I can do is, let's say the best part about this is, so for example, if you think of the same thing as a loop, right? You have made a loop which is say 120 BPM loop. The problem with that would be that the moment you go, let's say 80 BPM, it will it will try to compensate for that tonality, and it will sound very artificial, right? With this, because these are sequenced samples, so the problem of the tonality will never come, because these are just samples triggering at with a sequence, right? So this plays. This is a way better, I would say, idea or method to have a layer on top of your track which is going on than having a loop. If you are a person who likes to have loops, also you can do that as well. and it's very simple. It's super simple. Let's say I want to use this loop. I just use this scissor that is over here and drag and drop, and I have that loop for me, as in it's ready for me to use in whatever way possible. And this will also be synced to the master track as long as I click on this BPM sync. And my quantize should always be on, I feel, because with these things can become a little tricky. And if you're not recalling the sequence on time, things will go haywire. So definitely something that you guys, all of us, or not all of us, and I don't totally use it, but something that you guys should definitely explore. Like, I would highly recommend sequence call. Have 8 sequences. One can be a regular house sequence. Second can be a regular. Second can be a breakbeat. Third can be just the tops. You can really do some crazy stuff with with record box sequence call. So yeah, and memory queue, everybody knows. And yeah, this is pad mode and sampler kind of combined. Any more questions, or I have to talk about video? That's the only thing that's remaining right now. Or have I missed anything, Nishank? Let me know.
No, I think it's been fine so far.
Hmm.
I think we can have one session next week, maybe with the new record box that's been released for mobile devices. I think that'll be quite cool to cover as well. It won't be such a long session, maybe half an hour, 45 minutes,
Yo,
but I
you know
think we
what?
can
It'll
do
be
that next
really
week.
cool. So I think it'll be really cool because I will have the CDJs as well by then, Nishank, right?
You are muted,
Yeah,
Nishant.
Nishank is doing this without. We cannot hear you.
I will also have CDJs by then.
Oh shit!
I've called for
Let's.
CDJs for
Oh,
myself as
so
well.
we should be. We should do that then. 3,000. Let's go through
All
3,000 and give our
No,
perspective towards.
I think we should do the record box mobile version first.
Ah,
We should do one
yeah.
session on that.
Did you know there's an EQ kill switch feature
yeah,
for
yeah,
That's
record
very,
box for
very cool.
iOS?
Very, very cool. Very,
yeah,
very
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah. जो मेरे जैसे गरीब लोग हैं जो एंड्रॉइड यूज करते हैं उनके लिए भी वैसे ही खुशखबरी है इट्स अ लॉट ऑफ हैप्पी न्यूज़ that we also got record box finally for Android. But
Oh,
yeah, the
sorry. Sorry, I have to stop you, Nishank. But we have not spoken about Link, which is like the best feature,
Ooh.
and
yes.
something I was super duper excited about when Recordbox came. So Link, guys, is a feature that makes me sync, that helps me sync multiple devices at the same time, and it's on Wi-Fi. So basically, I have an iPad which is like,
Mm,
yeah, and I use synths on iPad. So basically, every synth or every machine, which is almost every software that has been made for iPad has Link built in. And for
right.
example, synths that have Link built in have will sync to the clock, so you will be able to create arpeggios which are really dope. For say a software like patterning, this is a software for sequencing drums and all. This with this you can actually sequence drums. So this can be on a separate channel, and Link can so Recordbox can be the master, and the other app can be the slave. Again, keep this in mind, the whole master slave section, because that's definitely a really big plus, and something to really keep in mind. Because a lot of times what we do is
Mm,
we just playing, and then we're like, dude, why is this thing not happening? So always see the routing, so see where things are going, and see where the problem is. Usually, most of the time, the problem is you have either not gridded your tracks properly, so basically you've not done your homework properly, and the second is you have not seen the routing properly. So usually that's the case. But yeah, Link is definitely something that anyone who's into production or something. So, for example, I'm getting into this whole scenario of playing off two SP16s, and trying to sing. So for me, if I want to sync an XP16 with rekordbox, for me that'll be a tough call. But the hack that I found is that Try's SP16 talks to Ableton, and Ableton talks to rekordbox. So that way, everything will be flawlessly synced. So I think Link on in that case is a blessing, and again, super overlooked feature. One thing that I have to point out though is with and if you're using DVS, Link will not work. So your deck will not be in sync. So if you're using Link, make sure that you're using it in internal mode. So that's something that you have to keep in mind. And yeah, um, any questions? Rohit has a question. This is about regarding the app. I have not. I have, Nishant, please mute yourself. Uh,
I'm talking to you only.
I cannot hear you.
You can't hear me.
Ah,
Okay, weird. Can you hear me now?
yeah, we can hear you now.
Oh, I think I haven't switched to different microphone. So I was saying that I'm going to try to connect to the Android and a DDJ 200, and let's see if that works. So yeah, please carry on.
Hmm. So I'm gonna again. So devices like these, actually, we should talk about it. The devices like 200, it looks like a very small device, but I feel it's a very powerful device again because first of all, it gives you access to rekordbox. Like you can control rekordbox just by plugging into it, and then second thing is it being iPad friendly in a lot of ways. You're playing via Bluetooth, so never underestimate the power of the DJ 200 also. So I just hope Pioneer brings connectivity with controllers back to Android app, as I love working with on mobile on the go. Uh, with the with the new rekordbox app, you can actually work with your mobile on the go. You can have like I have a phone and I have a rekordbox app in it. I can prepare all my tracks while I'm taking a flight. In the flight, I just have to put like because say if you're, I think Twin, how many tracks do you play in a 3 hours gig? Like
I would say
20,
about 3 hour gig, I would play close to 50, 60 tracks.
Yeah, so 50, 60 tracks in a phone will not take too much space if it's a decent sized phone, and I feel or an iPad. Basically, this app works with iPad and the phone. So yeah, I think with apps like these, you can actually work on the fly. Yeah? If I know anybody on the planet who thinks about the box sounds or you just give their order 16 everything record box and all these things are. Rohit is saying only intelligent things people can think about these things. Rohit, you have to just start doing it. You'll These ideas come into your head automatically. So for me, it was a situation. It was the because I wanted to combine SC16 and Ableton together. The solution was to have something in between, and Ableton turned out to be the actually any device that sends clock, and SP16 connects to that device via a MIDI cable, and then I'm sorted. So uh, that's the case scenario, man. But I don't know how many
And if you use the if you use the V10 mixer, then you can connect just directly to the mixer because the mixer is picking up quantize from the network.
Okay, Rohit,
I have to test it. Yeah.
which controller have you been able to connect this to? Because um, I don't think the previous version connected to any controller. The rekordbox app
No.
was mainly meant for.
The rekordbox mobile app has only been about sorting and arranging your music and connecting it
Yeah,
via CDJs
yeah.
as a playback. It is
The
basically
It's
like
Vigo,
a
the
USB device.
VDJ. It's the
Vigo,
The
VDJ.
VDJ.
The
the app
app
Yeah,
is
that
VDJ.
connects.
yeah.
I'm not speaking on mute. You are on mute. Okay, let me just change my microphone. The technology. Ew. Tired of using technology.
Uh, do you have any questions, or should I just do the video thingy, or should we do it later? Because it's already 7 o'clock.
Check.
Yeah, I think we should keep it for the next session.
Yeah, let's do video next in the next one. Because I have a feeling that we'll have a separate set of people for video. Because it's a totally different scene. A lot of DJs don't use it, so we can have a session only for the VDJs.
I'm sorry, I missed
We
that.
can have a session only for the VDJs. That's what I'm saying.
Guys, yeah. Just most of you know me personally as well. Yeah, why don't you just if you don't know us, just message us in the Facebook page, and we can take up a next topic. I mean, we haven't decided what we are going to speak on next, but yeah, we can talk about the mobile version. Who
No, I'm
has
saying I'm
the
saying that
captive right?
I'm saying that because I feel that the video DJs is a very specific style of DJing. Very few people do it, but then people who do it really do it like they do it a lot. So I think we should
Who
put
video
some
DJ?
light on. Yeah. So all the DJs who do
Okay,
video DJing, they have like there are guys like all the people who are doing private parties. I see a lot of DJs doing video DJs who are doing private parties, and it'll be great for them to see uh,
correct.
what all they can do with just with the record box video. You know,
Yeah, but only thing I'm a little worried about is the video not being smooth on streaming,
Yeah,
yeah,
bandwidth issues.
because you're not going to be able to explain if it's not streaming properly.
आ जाओ
yeah.
मेरे घर आ जाओ.
No, what I can do is that maybe I can I'll figure out. We'll do some test runs and see whatever is possible. Maybe I can do a video on a different laptop, and that feeds into the thingy.
No, I think what you can do is
हाँ.
maybe record each section, do a screen grab, and then
Yeah,
stream the screen grab.
yeah. We can do
So
that. Yeah.
what he's saying is that I connected my iPhone and Android both to HTJ because the day I bought my console, it showed made for iOS and Android. So that, so this is not DJ connectivity. No? This is as a mobile storage device connectivity.
Yeah, it's not a
Yeah.
controller.
And even then, Android couldn't. Android couldn't do it back in the days. I've tried it.
See,
iPhone
the
could
problem
always
is
do it.
the problem is Android doesn't handle audio very well, which is
Yeah.
which is why it always has issues, especially through its port.
And then I have to
Which
say
is
it.
why
I'm
which is
really
which
happy now
which is
because
why
I
we
have
don't
shifted
have
back
DJM Rec
to yeah,
on Android.
yeah. No,
Correct.
That's what I'm saying. I think because I just moved back to iOS, and I feel that it's great. Like I'm feel, I'm feeling the things that I've missed in the last 3 4 years.
Rohit, try checking the USB connection in that case, the USB connection permission in Android. That sometimes you have to change every time. If you have
Guys,
done that,
I was
I
also
don't have
thinking.
an.
I was
Mhm.
also
Tell
thinking.
me.
Let's have a video session of like the what when we were playing and all. Na? Let's have a
Mhm.
showcase thingy also. That'll be fun because we've got new gear and all that stuff. So
Cool.
I think let's have a stream for doing. What do you say?
Yeah, we can.
I feel it'll be
Looks
fun.
looks looks like we might have another lockdown coming soon, so
Oh, guys, educate your audience to wear masks. I know all of us get carried away. Educate your promoters to, to
yeah,
yeah.
promoters don't care.
But yeah, JD, what's the time in Canada? C to the Canada.
It's time to log out.
Rohit, yeah, just please let me know, keep me in loop about your issue. I have tried connecting CDJs to the Android. It hasn't worked with me in the past. Maybe I had the 9:41 a.m. TM. So maybe it was me who had issues with The storage permission issues. Sorry, my coffee is wearing out.
I need
Hmm.
some coffee.
Cool. So, any more questions, or should we say bye bye?
Let's say bye bye for now. And I
Let's
think
schedule the next one for next week.
Tuin is saying is a great idea where we can do a little presentation sort of thingy for the video. I think that's a good idea.
Sure.
Yeah. So let's do that. And if there is anything we've missed, maybe I can cover that on that as well.
Thanks, JD. Thank you. I still have issues. So, killer. So, let's sign off. Guys, amazing support this time as well.
Yeah. Thanks a lot,
Yeah.
guys.
Sorry for speaking like an influencer. Please like and support. Guys, 1,000
I'm sorry
लाइक
for
मुझे नहीं
being
पता 1,000 लाइक हो जाने चाहिए. सब्सक्राइब का बटन तोड़ो या फोड़ो.
I'm sorry for being too technical. Even though Nishank asked
No,
me like, what's the easiest way to answer the
no.
question?
Rather, it's nice to see Skip talk sometimes because I always cut him off like I just did. Nishank, were you able to load track from Android app to DDJ? No, no, no,
I
no,
think
no,
you
no,
guys should
no.
have a conversation
Because
personally, okay? Rohit,
no, no. This is
please
for everybody.
DM
No,
Nishank.
because see, the VDJ app connects because it's meant for performance.
Yeah, yeah, it
The
does.
rekordbox app is not meant for performance. So no, I wasn't able to. I have a 200 right here. I also have a V10 which I can't show. It's too heavy. Okay, so thank you so much, guys, for joining us today. And a lot of us are very regular. Rohit being the topmost on the side with the goose, Guha. It
Who's
was
colorblind?
great to see JD for I think the second time or third time, but yeah, there are so many more people who join us regularly. I'll have to scroll up all the way. Rakesh, thank you for your questions. Dhiren, thank you for your questions. What's that? That's an XP2.
It's like,
Yeah, Arman. Yeah, मैं बस रो पड़ूंगा अभी. I'm just about to be saying thank you for coming. Thank you for joining.
okay, bye, peace out. Oh, sorry. Bye, peace out.
I
See you
see
guys.
you. Um,
Toodaloo, toodaloo. Toodaloo.
Meghna says thank you, Skip.
Hi, Meghna. Thank you.
You are brilliant. Please do more sessions.
I will.
This T-shirt is not for sale. Limited edition. Okay, bye.
See you guys.
See you guys.